ladies and gentlemen, I should not be here. I should not have to be here. I'm an astronomer. I spend my time showing kids Jupiter, Saturn, the moon, galaxies, nebula, and star clusters through telescopes. That's what I do. In what world should I be having to organize a crime summit? In what world should I have to stand up here today? I'm not an elder in this society. I'm not a leader in this society. Young, 40 years old. What business I have doing this? 3 weeks ago, one of my co-workers' house broken into, family tied up, beaten, robbed. We know the story. All of us have the stories. We all have examples. Day before yesterday, I was standing up in Belmont with one of my friends. A car passed by. He said, "Hey, listen, the tint on that car too heavy. You can't see the driver." I said, "Yeah?" He was like, "You never know who could jump out. Start spraying bullets." Every day we go home, I worry about who's going to come. You know, you open the gate to your house, and that's your vulnerable point, right? Your life flash before your eyes every single day you go home when you go to take your garbage. We worry someone will come break into our house. In other communities in Trinidad, they were about bullets flying. Enterprise, I remember the story about Jamal Mothers playing football in African grounds. Guys pull up, spray bullets. 9-year-old boy. We have a problem in this country. I'll tell you why I have to be here. We not seeing each other in this country. The communities in Trinidad, they don't see each other. They don't understand what each other going through. Because I've been around. I grew up in Lange Park. But toured the whole country, went and saw people living in the landfills in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, you know what a landfill does smell like? People living inside there. I've been to the ghettos. Simple thing. Let me give you an example. Simple thing. Extrajudicial police killing. In some communities in Trinidad, yeah, man. A lie? A wrong? Well, they're uncomfortable. Don't like to talk about it. In other communities in Trinidad, that is the oppression that's driving us into the ground. But we don't see each other. Break-ins on one side, and that's the biggest problem. On the other side, people dropping like flies. Spoke to a mom who wondering if her little boy going to one day get sucked into a gang and end up dead in a drain at 19 years old. That is a mother's fear. Do we understand each other's fears? I'll tell you why. We don't bridge that gap. We don't bridge that gap. The situation on the ground in Trinidad has changed and is evolving rapidly. We have limited resources, so we want to target. We target hotspots, we target big fish. That's what everybody's talking about, right? Hotspots and big fish. We do a real good job because right now it has no hotspots and it has no big fish. All the crime has spread. You target hotspots, everybody pick up and move it, spread. We get organized in Lange Park. We organize community watch and cameras and all the full everything. So now, Cunupia, Freeport, it spreads. And talk about the big fish. It have a nice Vice News interview Abu Bakr gave, and they asked him, why the thing out of control? He said, because nobody in control. Christmas has just put out a video with Jared and this gospel singer, Nice Boy. And he was saying, you know, Chris, you know what? I miss the days when we had real bosses. It's on the video, go and watch it on YouTube. You say, I miss the days we had real bosses. You know what boss mean, right? Yeah. I miss the days we had real bosses because they would pick up the phone and say, hey, you see that chain, that thief from so-and-so and so? Well, that is so-and-so cousin. Go and give it back to them. It had people with control. I'll tell you something. Right now, nobody in control. Nobody in control. And everybody have guns. And they have embraced something. Explain, talk about the ghetto. They have embraced a philosophy. Like Aristotle have philosophies, Gang Lang have a philosophy. Here's the philosophy. Fully dunce, fully evil. You understand the philosophy of fully dunce and fully evil? It means I could run into somebody's house and shoot a 5-year-old child and that don't bother me. Where's God? Where's the fear of God in our society? Do we understand how things are out there? And there is nothing to target. So when we have our limited resources, so we have to focus limited resources and it have no more target to target. It is everywhere. It is saturated. So how are we going to deal with that? There's only one way to deal with that, and that is for every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago to get on the same page. I'm going to tell you about something called a social contract. Will you ever hear about social contract? Social contract states that we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we give up some of our rights in exchange for certain things. This is what our entire constitution is built on. This is fundamental to our entire society. We give up certain freedoms in exchange for certain things. We give up the freedom to pursue justice. You and I, we can't pursue justice. We can't arrest nobody. We can't imprison anybody. You and I cannot take matters into our own hands. We do not have the ability to use force to protect ourselves. We give that up and we hand it to an organization called the state. The purpose of the state is to do what we have given to them, which is the security of the nation, collective security, justice. That is their purpose. And we have to wake up one morning and see in our newspapers that the mechanism in charge of that state, whom we have given our rights to, because we now cannot do it ourselves, we've given it up to them, to say, that is not my fault. How dare you? We who are suffering, children dying in the streets, you are the only one in charge of the social contract. You are mandated to do it, and you come and you tell us it is not your fault. How dare you? Our police sitting on 8% approval rating. 8% approval rating. All the Coast Guard vessels down. The police fleet of vehicles in shambles. And like they don't know what to do. How many reports sitting on shelves? How many documents have been written? The police force need to be more modernized. Where's the computerized HR system for the police? Where are the resources for the DPP? What building he in? How much staff he have? Where's the corona? Where are the resources? Where are the resources for the judiciary? You all don't know what to do. This is not rocket science. We've known what to do for 30, 40, 50 years. Go back to the Scott Drug Report. And you all don't know what to do? That is unacceptable. And you pat yourself on the back. Give yourself an A+ rating. What audacity. And don't get me started on the opposition either. Listen. As a young person, I am looking at our leaders, and all I am seeing is one set of excuses. I just told you that we need to get our whole country together to defeat this thing. Listen, and don't feel like picking on the businessmen. We had people speak about the communities. There are businesses in Trinidad making billions of dollars, right? Where are the scholarships for the children? Where are the scholarships? Where are the sponsorship for the sporting events? Where are the mentorship programs? Where are the training programs? Businesses Trinidad and Tobago, Republic Bank, First Citizens, Guardian Holdings, Ansa Macal, Massey, Prestige. I ain't picking on all that, just calling the biggest ones. Where are you? What are you doing? Religious leaders in Trinidad, we have a complete breakdown of spirituality in our communities. There's no fear of God. That is your work. Come down from the ivory towers. Get into the communities. That is your job. And some of you are collecting millions of dollars. Some doing it, eh? I don't want to point over here because some doing it. Not enough. Where are the others? Music artists, listen, I ain't saying music does cause crime. But what you're doing could either make it better or could make it worse, and you're making it worse. And again, I'm talking to all, you know the ones who are talking about. You all have a role to play. We need everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, but hear this. Here's the crux, right? Here's the real thing. All you want to play politics. So always, one half of the country will want this, and the other half of the country will want that. And the leader of this half will say what that half want is nonsense, don't support it. And the leader of this half will say what that half say they want is nonsense, don't support it. You all treating the safety of our children like a political football? How is the country supposed to come together and form consensus when anything one say bad and anything the other one say bad? How that's supposed to work? How are we supposed to get on the same page? How are we supposed to work together? I have some advice for the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition. 2 pieces of advice. The first piece of advice to the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition: leave. Go away. Go on vacation, retire, go on lime on a beach, eat a doubles. Go! After 14 years of non-performance, we are fed up of both of you. Give somebody else a chance. But if you insist on clinging to power and saddling us with your honorable presence, then my next piece of advice for the 2 of you: get off your backsides, get together, bring your experts, bring your consultants, come up with a national crime plan that the entire country could get behind, present it to us, bring it to the business community. We will help you keep track of it. In other words, do your jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a mess in this country. And the right and the responsibility to fix this mess, yes, it's with those in power, but we have our part to play as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I could tell you that dividing this country plays to their interests. When I say we don't see each other as a people, that is not by accident. That is by design. Pitting us against each other keeps them in power. That is how our system works. But there's a generation coming up of young people in Trinidad that are not falling for this race nonsense and not falling for this division nonsense. And we're not playing all your games. We're not going to fall for that. Not us. We care about our children and our future. We are looking at our children's future go down the drain. We're not playing that game. And we are watching you. The young people are watching you. We are watching how you behave. We are watching your actions. We are watching you through our future. And we will judge you harshly. So I'm saying to the people of Trinidad and Tobago that if we do not see the obvious necessary being done by our leaders in this country, which is simply to get together and fix the problem, if we don't see that, then we be ready to go out there, to voice our opinions, to not be cowed, to not be afraid, to stand side by side and march on the streets if we need to. We will make our voices be heard. So I leave it now to those in authority. I leave it now. And don't forget, the business community. Don't discuss this thing. Don't discuss this thing in committee over there. Well, get some programs running, please. Get some programs running, please. But we leave it to those in authority to see how we will move forward. And Project 600 and the team over here will have taken the responsibility to provide the platform for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to express our thoughts, our feelings, take our rightful role as guardians of our own democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, I thank you.
Dr. Issa Mohammed, thank you very much, sir.